Hey everyone. So last night I was watching Fox News. Don't ask me why. I like to see what the mainstream news is putting out there. And they had a whole special on glamour in politics and how it really takes a glamorous candidate to get elected, like JFK, Obama, Ronald Reagan, somewhat. And they were talking about, though, how there's a different type of glamour nowadays. With JFK, it was like, okay, he's a guy we could have a beer with. But with Obama, it's more like, this is a guy that knows the struggles in my life and can relate to me. So, and really, that's what the analysts were saying that the Republican Party needs, is a candidate that people really believe care for them. Because they were saying, like Mitt Romney, he had all of the aspects that you could want in a politician. You know, he was successful, was a governor, was rich, really had a plan to fix the economy. But people just could not think that he represented them. He seemed too distant. And so likability is a main factor in electing a president. And so all the analysts were saying who they think was their number one pick, and all four analysts picked Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker, who went up against his state's unions, and there was the big protest in Wisconsin, and people flooded the state political houses and were protesting, and there was a recall election to recall the governor, and he beat the recall election. He went up against Democrats, they said, like, in the last five elections, and he's won them all. So they're like, he can beat the Democrats, you know, and he's the people love him. And so all the analysts put their money on this guy. They gave him all like $100 in betting chips, you know, just doing this little game to see who they would put their money on. And they all put like $45, $50 on Scott Walker. And then they all also picked Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio as the top three candidates. And I can see Jeb Bush being the candidate because he has all of the what am I trying to say? The institutionalization, the institution of the Republican Party. He's got that big machine behind him, you know, from his dad and his brother and all that. So he could be the candidate. Scott Walker, though, he has some Tea Party love, some appeal to the Tea Party and the mainstream, and that could be crucial. And Marco Rubio, I think he also has a shot because he is Hispanic and very well spoken, and I would say the most likable out of those three candidates. But I'm throwing my wild card in the ring here. My wild card candidate is Rand Paul. Yes, I think Rand Paul could come out of nowhere here. People are not really expecting him as far as these Fox News analysts go. But I don't think that the Republicans really give the Tea Party that much credit. They were saying last night that, yeah, Jeb Bush doesn't have, you know, Tea Party credibility, but, you know, the Tea Party is not that powerful, pretty much. They're saying something like that. And I think they're underestimating the power of the Tea Party and constitutionalists in this election. I think Hillary's definitely going to be the Democratic candidate, and so this is going to be interesting to see how this works out. But I'm just putting it out there that Rand Paul might go to the top of the pack. Maybe he might outrun Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, or Scott Walker, or Rand Paul would be a good vice president candidate for, say, maybe a Jeb Bush. Now, a Jeb Bush Rand Paul ticket, I don't know if the Rand Paul supporters would go for that. They might, but I think Rand Paul is gonna be up there with those other three candidates. So these are just, my thoughts on watching the beginnings of this political stuff we got going on here in our country. Hey, it was just some thoughts I had on it. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Alright, you have a good day. Peace.